So we'll discuss some Inyani Pesach as Pesach is quickly approaching, actually a week tomorrow night. So we have many mitzvahs at the night of the Seder. We have, as always, as we begin every Yontif, we begin with the mitzvah of Kiddush, and it's no different in Leil Pesach. The only difference is it's a lot longer break between Kiddush and the meal and the night of Pesach than there is all year round, but it's still part of the halacha of Kiddush b'makam sut. It's still part of the halacha of making Kiddush in the place where you eat. And in fact, that's why it's interesting. There's a dispute among the Ashkenaz and Sfardim regarding how many. Everyone's in agreement. The Gemara tells us you have to drink 4 cups of wine, or grape juice, whether that's a separate topic. What you have to drink, but you have to drink 4 cups of wine on Leil Seder. And we, meaning Bnei Ashkenaz, we assume as a davar pashat, a simple matter, that every time we drink a cup, we make a bracha as well. And that's our practice. We drink 4 cups, and before every cup, we make a boy priyagafen. So we make it a Kiddush, then we make it over Sipor Yitzias Mitzrayim, the Exodus, the story from the Exodus from Egypt. Then we make it again, Birkas Hamazon, and then we make it a 4th one. So we make a bracha each time. Interesting, the minhag of the Sfardim is only to make 2 brachas. They make one and 3. They don't make the bracha the 2nd and 4th. And really, strictly speaking, working with the regular rules of interruption, of hefsek, they're right. Like, why do we need a 2nd bracha? Like, it's all, we're starting the meal. Like, usually, generally speaking, when you make Kiddush, you make a boy priyagafen during the meal, you don't make another one. There are different halachas of, if you go from a better wine, do you make hatova? There are different halachas like that, but in terms of just making a bracha on the wine, once you make a boy priyagafen, it covers you on all the wine you're drinking. So really, the Svarim seem to have it right that there's no need to make a bracha. So why do we make a bracha? That's for a different reason. Is because we, in addition to saying it's a mitzvah to drink 4 cups, which is the opinion of the Rambam Maimonides, and we follow, but in addition, we go with the Bali Tosis, with the opinion of Tosis as well, that there's a special mitzvah during 4 times during the Seder to do it over a kosher bracha. In other words, the 4 parts of the Seder that we should do al kos yayin. So, in fact, that's the machokas Rambam and Tosis in terms of general. What is the nature of the mitzvah of the 4 cups? According to Rambam, it's a mitzvah of drinking 4 cups. According to Tosis, no, drinking is incidental. Once you make the boer priyagafen, you have to drink, but that's not really the reason.
The pouring.
Not even the pouring. It's the saying the boer priyagafen over, saying the Haggadah over a kosher bracha in 4 different places. In fact, there's major practical differences between them. According to the Rambam, who has to drink? According to the Rambam, everyone has to drink. If it's an obligation to drink, you could be sitting at my table and I can't drink for you. You have to drink for yourself. Yeah. But Tosa says, Maishna mi Kiddush kol hashana. Why should there be any difference in the mitzvah of Kiddush all year round? If you come to my house Friday night, I make Kiddush, you listen. If you drink, you can drink, but it's optional. So just like the halach is all year round, only I have to drink. So Tosa says, why should the 4 cups be any different? What's the issue? What's in the Kudus HaMachlokas between the Rambam and Bali Tosis, whether everyone has to drink or only I have to drink? And what is the nature of the mitzvah? According to the Rambam, that it's an obligation to drink, so then everyone has to drink because it's a mitzvah only I could do. But according to the Tosis, it's a mitzvah to say a bracha on these areas. So if I let hear your bracha, Shomei Ka'ona, that's good enough. I don't have to actually. And in fact, according to Tosis, forget about that. I don't have to drink. It's like Kiddush. I listen to your bracha, and it's good enough. Another difference would be is how much do you have to drink? So all year round for Kiddush, it's enough just to have a cup that holds 4 ounces, and you only have to drink 51% of it. And even if the cup had 20, even if you make Kiddush over a 25-ounce mug, it wouldn't make a difference. Friday night, you still only have to drink 51% of the 4 ounces, whatever the amount is. So what about Leil Pesach, how much you have to drink? So Tosfos says it's the same halacha as all year round. You just have to drink 51% of the 4 ounces. The Rambam says no, you have to drink the whole cup. There's a mitzvah to drink 4 cups of wine. So preferably you have to drink a cup, but minimally speaking, we have a general rule, ruva kekulo. The majority is like the whole. So as long as we drink 51% of the cup, it's like we drank the whole cup. But minimally, preferably the whole cup, but at least 51% of the cup. What's the issue? Again, because according to Tosfos, it's no different than Kiddush all year round. It's the only a total of no matter what your cup is, you only have to drink a little more than the 2 ounces. But according to the Rambam, it's very, and the way we pass, and it's very important not to have a 25-ounce cup for the 4 cups. I mean, unless you want to be drinking a lot. I don't know if you'll make it through the Seder, because therefore it has to be a cup big enough, at least 4 ounces, 4.2 to make Kiddush, but it shouldn't be much bigger, because then you get into an issue. So that's a fundamental issue between the Rambam and the Bali Tosfos in terms of what is the nature of the mitzvah of the Daled Kosses. Is it drinking the 4 cups, or is it this making, or is it like the mitzvah of Kiddush all year round, that you just have to make a bracha over the cup, and therefore the general rule of Shomei Kohen, me listening and you doing it, that would be enough. So that's the mitzvah of Kiddush on Leil Pesach.
No,
yeah.
I would say that the point of making the 4 brachos is to mark the fact that there are 4, as opposed to just the one, which was making 1 Kiddush and then say refilling your glass 4 times subsequently. It's a kind of an emphasis on the individuality of the 4 cups.
No, 100%. That's right. Yeah, that's what Tosfos is saying, is that the 4 specific spots in the Seder, we want to. That's what we're saying. It's a demarcation. We're making a bracha al kos over these, right? And therefore we pass it into independent mitzvah. See, according to the Rambam, that's what the Svardim held. There's no reason. If it's just a mitzvah of drinking, well, I don't need 4 brachas.
Yeah.
1 bracha is enough for the first 2. Then I have an interruption. But according to us, B'nai Ashkenaz, we say in addition to the mitzvah of drinking, it's the mitzvah to demarcate. It's a mitzvah to make a bracha on 4 parts, and therefore it's nothing to do with hefsek. We're doing it because it's independent mitzvah. We have the same issue by a wedding. Right. Because back in the day, there's 2 parts to a wedding, to a marriage.
Yeah.
There's the Kiddushin, not what we call engagement, but not what it's engagement today, but it was a real halacha. Once you did Kiddushin, if you broke up, you needed a get. But it's Kiddushin, and then 12 months later, they used to then move in together. That they were married without living together. It started off, and then 12 months later, they finished it off, whatever the historical reasons are behind that. Today, we do it all under the chuppah in one shot. So, if you might notice, one of the customs under the chuppah, besides the rabbi speaking, that is that we read from the ksuva.
Oh, yeah.
We read. Now, the reason why we drink is because we're making a cup. We make a boy priyagafen, and we're making the beer. We have to drink. In fact, it's a discussion: who has to drink? Whose mitzvah is it? According to the Rambam, it's the chassan's mitzvah, and therefore, really, he has to be drinking. It's a question. So, why is the rabbi making the bracha then? Because normally I don't make a boy priyagafen and you drink the wine. So either like the briskers, I'm strict that they drink some when no one's looking. The wine spills. They take a sip of wine. Not from the thing, whatever they do in order to make. And then, but according to Tosfos, it's not a mitzvah on the chassan. It's a mitzvah on it's a bracha on the institution of marriage. So therefore, it's okay for the rabbi to make it. But what we do is we read. Why do we read the ksuva? I mean, it's nice to read the ksuva in the middle of the wedding, but there's nothing to do. There's no halacha. Like there's no reason. It's very important you have a ksuva and the woman keep it. That's an important issue. But the reading, in fact, one of the rabbis in Yeshiva University got in trouble once. I'm using that word that loosely got in trouble, meaning from some feminist groups. What I mean to say is, obviously it was taken out of context. He was asked, could a woman read the ksuva under the chuppah instead of a man doing so? He was answering, how legally speaking, saying, well, a monkey could read the ksuva also. So they took it that he was comparing women to monkeys, and his point was, no, there is no halacha. If you train a monkey to read the ksuva, he could also do it. The point is, the minig is for men, but you don't. No one has to read the ksuva. Was his point? So why do we read the ksuva? Or why do in different places? Well, rabbis speak along for different reasons. We'll conclude in a minute. Don't worry. It's because we want to set up an artificial interruption because we're making another boy priyagafet in between. So kind of like the smart into the issue here with the seder. So the minute, and that's what we do. So too at the seder we don't need it because we have it in. So that's the machlokas Sfardim Ashkenaz. We go with 4 brachas because we hold, in addition to the mitzvah of drinking 4 cups, there's a mitzvah to demarcate on 4 separate parts to emphasize the different aspects of the seder. And the Sfardim focus on the mitzvah of drinking the wine, and hence, if that's the case, 2 brachas are sufficient.
Thank you.